So checking in here, we're still trading in the after hours, aftermarket trading, and let's take a look at some of these stocks we've been watching. I've been interested in possibly making a trade on this Vector Acquisition Corp, VACQ. Been watching this pattern. It's a daily chart, and we've kind of got this arrowhead wedge thing going on here. I drew some lines yesterday. And as you can see, those lines are no longer valid because sometimes we need to redraw these lines as the pattern evolves. So just because you draw lines doesn't mean that they're carved in stone. Sometimes we need to redraw them. Anyway, so we're going to be watching for this to potentially break out of this pattern. It's higher risk, but I may take a trade on this towards the bottom of this wedge. Maybe put in a buy order for about 11.95 or so, and make sure it doesn't fall out of bed. If it falls out of this pattern, then we'll have to consider how we're going to handle that. Looking at the 30-minute chart and gone back under the cloud here. So what I see here is just consolidation. Okay? The stock made a big move, pulled back. Still some interest in the stock. I don't have my volume down here. We had a big increase in volume. Volume is kind of tapering off. It's not uncommon. All of a sudden you'll get another big spike in volume and a push up. But something like this is kind of a gamble. We're kind of looking for momentum trades here to trade some quick momentum, get some profit, get out. A lot of these things, they move on so much momentum that I really don't think that they're investable after a huge move like that. You don't just buy it and forget about it, because I've seen too many of those moves just get erased, and it's just a big spike up and a long downtrend for a stock. And so I don't like momentum. I'll trade it, but but I'm not going to look at holding it long. So excuse me, let me get a sip of water. So we're looking at NEO here. NEO's had a bit of a bounce. It's a 30-minute chart. Let's go to our 4-hour. I like the 4-hour chart. So look how we've reacted right here to this downtrending Kijinsen line. So now we're trapped between Tinkinson and Kijinsen. So we're not trending with momentum. We've kind of pulled back, and we're we're consolidating a bit here. I think these high momentum EV stocks, I think they're broken. I think it's going to be a long time before they get back to all-time highs. I really don't see this thing just screaming right on back up there over the next 2 months. That's for the market to decide, but with all these levels of resistance now and downtrending indicators, I feel that this continues a long-term downtrend, maybe for the rest of this year or months, years, I don't know. We'll follow the charts and find out. I don't try to make predictions, but I do lean towards high probabilities based on what the charts are telling me. So fuel cell here, I feel it's most probable this downtrend is going to continue. I see where we could possibly draw a trend line here. Let's see. Something like that. So the same with going up as going down. If you have too much momentum, they want to pull back. So this is just too much momentum. So we've got to pull back, and then we start to stabilize and start to develop a more steady downtrend. And with the looks of this cloud, downtrending indicators, I think that's where it's going. So, I mean, if you want to trade an oversold bounce like this and try to go long, you know, that's risky because right now the trend is down. So technically, I'd be looking for short sell trades. Or if you own it and you're accumulating losses, I would look to get out of it. So, but that's up to you. Not trying to give advice. I'm just saying providing what I read in the chart here. SOS. Someone was asking about this or talking about it. So I see some technical resistance levels. So it looks like we're reacting to this one right here at 720. I put that level in there because we had this flat Tinkinson line, and we spent a lot of time right in this area. See how many candles we have that kind of line up here, and then we reacted right here. We've got the downtrending Kijinsen coming in. It's going to be putting downtrending pressure on price here. Then of course we've got the cloud, and this is real strong resistance here. This flat top of the cloud lines up with this bullish attempt and then failed. Big pin bar down and found some support. So previous support when it's broken and then retested becomes resistance. So that's a good confirmation of resistance now, where we had support here, got below it, tested it, and failed. So that is strong resistance right there at $9. This resistance level here is not so strong. It's just there. Something to consider, to watch how price reacts. So we'll see what we do tomorrow. If we get a push up above this, then the next factor is this downtrending Kijinsen line. Let's look at Tesla. Tesla really had a big bounce. Might just be catching his breath here. We got some resistance levels. The first one, we blew past it, but now we're back down below it. Sometimes with resistance, you'll get an overshoot and then come back down. We got this downtrending Kijinsen line, downtrending cloud. Like I said, I think these stocks are broken for right now. I really don't think you're going to be seeing all-time highs for a while. Just my opinion from, I've looked at thousands of charts, you know, for a long time, and that's just what I feel when I look at this chart. Chivo, same thing. Look how we're reacting here to the Kijinsen line. Nice big bearish cloud forming. So I stopped out on I closed my short sell trades. I made a quick 30% profit. So I'm satisfied with that. I want to see where the bounce goes. I'm kind of liking this. This looks like it's just going to continue on down. So like I said before, the further away you get from the cloud, the more oversold you are, more likely to pull back. Coming back, we kind of got the cloud in view. It's almost like the candles can see it now. Oh, there's the cloud up there. Plug Power looks a lot like these other electric vehicle stocks, you know. They kind of all look the same in a way. Chivo, or that was Tesla. Chivo, Plug Power. See how similar they are? GameStop, this thing is just stupid. So I talked about this level of resistance right here. And then today I noticed we made this big push past it. But then I saw in later day of trading action, we'd pulled back. So now we've almost formed this doji with a long wick on top. And then we got a little bearish candle here. I think this is a bearish reversal signal. And I see it's down 3.7% after hours. The price right now is 255.20. So we're right back down here. 255. We're right about top of the cloud. Let's see how it trades tomorrow. I think this thing's going to tank. I think it's done. So we've been watching this resistance level here. Like I said, sometimes you'll get an overshoot. Shoot past it. Just because you shoot past it, you're past it at 11 o'clock in the morning, halfway through the trading day or whatever. You know, doesn't mean that it's time to go long or whatever it is you're doing. So, and actually, I'd like to short this, but my Webull account won't let me short it right now, which is dumb. You know, it's a $265 stock, should be able to short it. Tilray, looking kind of like the, you know, not so much like the EV stocks, because this thing had a big, huge overbought spike and then a big dump. Kind of a head and shoulders here. Let's say this is a shoulder. That's one. We're testing this area. We just actually got rejected that area today. You see it? Let's put a line there. Right here. You see that? How price spent a lot of time there. More price action, more. Now we just tested it again. Boom. I think it's high probability here is more downside for Tilray. 30-minute chart. So here's where the pullback's starting to deteriorate, and we got a TK cross on the 30-minute chart. Price is below Tinkinson. I would expect this to follow through with more deterioration downside tomorrow. We will see. I keep saying I don't try to make predictions. I estimate high probabilities based on what the chart's telling me. And one thing about technicals is when there's news, technicals don't work. So some news headline comes out that could just blow through your technicals. My voice isn't working very well today, but let's see, AMC, look what we did here. Key resistance, big wick, kind of a doji. Now we got a bearish candle. After hours, this is up 5.7% after hours. Price is 1042. So our key resistance is $11. So we're still below that resistance, but yeah, these things are just hype. I think I'm not involved in these trades. I would love to short it right here. See, so this gives you a nice line in the sand. If your line in the sand fails and all of a sudden you're trending up here, then you just had to eat that loss. But that's the great thing about technicals is they give you a point to trade from. Okay, I think this is a high probability that this is going to get rejected here. GameStop and AMC, I think they're done. But we will see. These things have just really surprised me. I'm surprised they got through the cloud, actually. That surprised me. So when we see this, it's almost like, well, maybe price isn't going to respect the cloud. But like I said yesterday, the cloud is too steep right here. We would have had to get a big, huge sell-off. But we had some bullish sentiment come into the market, so we were able to defeat the cloud right there. It's a trade I'm interested in. I bought it yesterday. I just put on a 1/3 position, and I'm going to wait and see what it does. We're starting to get the cloud come into play here. We're staying above Tinkinson right here, so that's kind of good. But we're below Keatonson, so we're kind of trapped between this rock and a hard place. And we've got this wedge thing forming here, or bull flag. So it looks like we just bumped right off the top of it right there. Like I say, sometimes you need to redraw these lines. As the pattern evolves, you may need to redraw them. So my hard line in the sand is this support right here. That's 155. I might even be tempted to put in another 1/3 position buy order down in here, just in case it goes there during the trading day, to give me a little bit better position in this stock, since that's my line in the sand. And then for some reason we start to break out below this cloud, then I've just lost the trade. And it's interesting. This kind of pattern tends to be pretty bullish. It usually, I think it's a higher probability it's going to resolve to the upside right now. Like I say, if there's some sort of news, technicals don't matter. This is actually my one speculative play, this Genius Brands. Haven't talked about it yet, but I bought it after I saw this bottom. Right back here, I made this W-shaped double bottom at around $1. And of course, this is kind of a hated stock with momentum traders because of what it did here. And then there was some sort of news. I think something about the CEO telling some fibs. And then this thing just bled off real bad. So, and it got up about $11 and then bled off all the way down to $1. Jumped out of bed down here as a penny stock. I think the company is kind of interesting. So now we're starting to get this rising trend line forming, which is what I think this is interesting here. Every now and then we get these huge volatile. There was some news right here. But I'm not selling it. I think it's interesting. So I bought some shares for my kids and I just put it away. Very, very small percentage of my account. Less than 1%, really, way less. So it's not going to hurt me whatever it does. It's my speculative play. DraftKings, this thing's been trending pretty good. We got a nice trend line forming here. Uptrending cloud. We had some indecision here. So when price trades into the cloud, that's indecision. And one of the rules with Ichimoku is you don't trade that. You don't trade inside the cloud. Got back out on top. So look what happened here. We broke out of the cloud. We came down and we tested it, and then we take off. Look how we're testing the cloud here at these big volatility pin bars. So I think if you want to trade this, I would try a buy order down here, down around this 50 moving average, down close to the cloud. I mean, you can get in here, but then it causes anxiety and disappointment when you watch your trade continue to go down for weeks or the next 2 months or who knows. But so that's just what I like to do. I like to try to get good opportunities when I buy. So I might put a buy order down in here at $60. And if for some reason I don't get it, then I just don't own it. I'm not going to break my heart. I don't have to have it. I don't trade with greed or fear of missing out. If the opportunity doesn't come to me, then I don't own it. Okay, that's just how I am. I've learned a lot of hard lessons. I've made a lot of mistakes in my rookie years and cost me a lot of money chasing momentum. You see something like this, boom, boom, boom. Hey, look at this thing. Let's get on. And then next thing you know, you wake up and it's down big pre-market or something. And then so maybe that hurt. So maybe you sold it. Then you watch it go up again. It's like, oh boy, here we go. I'm going to get back in. And then what happened? He just got hurt even more. I hate momentum. I don't like chasing momentum at all. Been burned too many times. That's one of the things in the stock groups. I see a lot of people chasing momentum, and I try to warn them, but they think they know what they're doing. They're real cocky. They don't want to listen. No. I actually added more shares of Costco and Alibaba today. We look at this this daily chart. It's kind of ugly. We've had this big sell-off, and I think the reason for this sell-off is, well, this thing really took off with COVID because, oh, the restaurants are closed, so people are going to be buying more groceries. So this thing really went trending and went way above trend. I have a long-term trend line on another chart. Went way above trend, and now it's sold off. And what I'm looking at is a long-term trend line. This is a 10-year chart right here. I mean, is that a beautiful chart or what? So we could come down a little more, but I think it's a great company. I like it, and I own a few shares, and I bought a couple more today. Bought some for my kids too. They get to hold on to it for a good while until they're ready to, until they need it. Alibaba, we got a nice trend line here. Trend lines can be broken. They don't last forever, but let's see. And I drew a support line here because I kind of like this area here. See how we got rejected there. We finally broke above it. We came down, tested it, bounced again. Now we're back down here again. Trend line and the screen support line. So I feel like that's a good place to add a couple more shares. I had a light position in it, so I bought a little bit more. All right, that's good for now. Hope some of that helps you out. See what happens tomorrow in tomorrow's trade with some of these that are AMC and GameStop. I'm not trading them, but you can learn by watching these things. I think it's interesting. See how our technical levels work. Daily. And you know, when you look at these things on a weekly chart, you know, does this make sense to you? Is this just going to go to the moon from here, or I think we're just way oversold. We talked about this yesterday. I think we were way oversold, and now we've just kind of overreacted. It's got the market's attention, all this hype. And GameStop, look at this thing. My God. You think that's going to continue? And all of a sudden it's just going to be some kind of Superman stock? This is dumb. This is really dumb. I've seen too many things like this, and over the next, I don't know how long it's going to take, it's going to be right back down here. Maybe it deserves a $60 price or something, but I don't know. It's dumb. So yeah, this is looking like a reversal to me. All right, let you go. Thanks for checking in.